Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's award-winning podcast, as voted by Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and listeners. So if you're new to the podcast, make sure you click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, listen back to all our previous episodes, sit back, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's episode. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. On the first day of spring, I hope you've listened to my two podcasts, what have gone out already today, and I hope you've enjoyed them. And this is a third podcast in one day. Wow, we are certainly doing well today. And yeah, I don't think I've ever put 3 out in one day, but here we are. Here's a podcast for you. And we're going to be talking about what we have been up to today at the allotment and in the garden. And wow, today has been a fantastic day. You can certainly tell that spring is in the air, finally. And it just goes to show, when you look around, the flowers are opening up, the buds are coming, the bees are buzzing, the birds are tweeting, and the weather is warmer, which is definitely a bonus. It's certainly not going to be a bad spring, I don't think. Fingers crossed, he says. But yeah, it has been absolutely gorgeous today. And usually on a Sunday when I wake up, I usually watch all the gardening programmes, but I didn't see them on when I woke up this morning, so whether they'd put them on at a different time or whether I'd missed them, that is a good question. But I usually like watching all the gardening programmes before I go to the allotment. But we got to the allotment at about 9:15 this morning, very early for me, but as I said, the lighter mornings are coming, so we're getting down there earlier, and I think we will be down there even earlier tomorrow, depending if we're awake or not. And it's funny really, because like, I've just had a little nap, and I've woke up, and it's that feeling when you feel like you've got a bit of sunburn, because it's been that nice today. It's been absolutely glorious. So we got down there about 9:15 this morning, and today's job has been basically just sorting out my main plot area of my plot. Now, I didn't think it'd take that long to dig it over, and I've dug over, how many beds have I dug over today? About 12 beds. These were already dug over. I dug them over about a month ago, but I'm wanting to keep digging them over until I'm actually using them, so that we can keep getting the weeds and the roots out of them, because keeping on top of that will hopefully not get you as many weeds in the summer months if we get all the beds nice and clear and tidy now, ready for the months ahead. So I'm trying to do that every couple of weeks. We'll be doing it again in another couple of weeks, digging all the beds over. And I've been having a lot of issues with bindweed, and I did give the beds a good digging over previously and got a lot of the bindweed out, but I've been digging them over today and I can see bindweed has been growing again, and bindweed grows really fast. I mean extremely fast. If you've had bindweed, you know how bad it is. So I found quite a bit in some of the beds, but not as much as I hoped, so that's a good sign. But a lot of the bindweed is coming from the paths that go down the sides of my beds. So at the once a year I like to dig over my beds as well, my paths, not my beds. I have black membrane down on there. Obviously it stops all the weeds from growing, but it doesn't stop the roots from growing underneath it. So it's a case of pulling all the black membrane up and re-digging it all over, and obviously that's been compacted down for months, for 9 months or so. So it's a hard job digging over that. It's wet obviously because the rain goes through the black membrane, but it is a hard job digging it over. But we're getting there, we're cracking on with it, and I can't complain because I'm pleased with how it's all coming along. Once we've got all the beds dug over and all the paths sorted, we will hopefully be painting all the beds in April. That's the plan anyway, if all goes to plan. Tomorrow's job is going to be doing the rest of the plot, getting all that dug over and all the paths done. So I'm on to a mission at the moment. I'm hoping that I get all the beds and the paths dug over by Tuesday, and that should stand me in good stead to getting it all done. And then next week will be a case of finishing off all the maintenance work around them beds and getting all that sorted. So we'll have to see if we manage to do that on time or not, and if not, oh well, we'll eat into April. But then I've also got at the top of my plot, I need to sort out all my new herb area that I'm going to build. I'm looking forward to building that new herb area around the top of my plot and a nice seating area for it. So we're going to be looking at how to design that, and again I'm looking at drawing a plan. It's always good to draw a plan of what you want to do and what you want to achieve. Never try and do too much. You can always make improvements the year after, but start off small and steady and work off that. And that's all I've done over these years. I'm just improving it year on year when I'm doing my allotment, and that's how I've managed to get it to progress to what it is now, because of all that time and effort and making it look nice. And I'm pleased with the outcome. I'm pleased with how it's coming on. I really am. I'm certainly cracking on with it now, and it's certainly coming along. And it was just nice today to be out in the sunshine, out in the fresh air. The skies were blue, and it were amazing. It was absolutely lovely. And there were quite a few other people down on the plot today, which always helps. It's always good to see other people down on the allotment, because I don't often see many people. Working shifts, I only see a few people down at the allotment, because obviously I'm off in the week, so nobody often goes down in the week time, because a lot of allotment people now are younger people. They're not necessarily retired, which a lot of olden day allotment holders would have been retired. The times are changing and more people are getting into it, so there's a lot more younger people getting into it. So I don't often see that many people. It's only at weekends I tend to see people. So yeah, it's been a very productive day today, and hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow will be even more productive. Like I said, I'm hoping that I manage to get down to the plot tomorrow, because I want to spend a good amount of time down at the plot. I may go past my usual time of going home. I usually go home at about 1:30, but I'll probably end up staying till about 3 o'clock tomorrow, because we've got so much to get done in so little time. And I want to get all the rest of my beds dug over, like I said, and all the paths sorted on my main plot. That is my main challenge tomorrow. And also I want to look at finishing my pond off, getting all that designed and ready for some plants at the end of March, because like I said, I've dug it out, but there's quite a bit of a lip on it, because where I was digging it was going down to the clay, so I didn't really want to start digging the clay out of the soil. So there's quite a bit of a lip on it, so I need to build it up around the edges so that the soil goes up to the lip. And then I'm going to think about what flowers and plants I want to plant around the pond. I want them to be nice plants, and also get some nice rocks to put around it. I want to use like the old Yorkshire rock, not just bricks. I want to use actual stone and try and make it nice and attractive and welcoming, really. And I'm just pleased that the water's managed to stay in. That was the main thing which we've done, so I'm pleased that the water stayed in. So yeah, and then I need to start looking at what pond plants to get. So if you know much about pond plants, please do send me a message and let me know some good pond plants. I want some that's got some nice flowers on them if possible, obviously, so that it'll attract insects and attract the bees as well. So let me know and drop me a message on Instagram or Facebook. It's always good to hear from people. And yeah, give me some advice. I'm always up for extra advice. I don't mind it whatsoever, people sending me messages. So we need that to do. And what else have I been up to? Well, today it's been my favourite day of the month, and that is the Pollen Market in Sheffield. And the Pollen Market, if you've not heard me talk about it before, is a market of basically all garden stuff. It's a market dedicated to gardening and gardening craft. There's like different types of gardening stalls all over, and I made quite a few good friends down there now, because I go every month and I get talking to people, and I like to support them as well. And it's good to hear from other people and hear what they're getting up to at the in their gardening. And I often talk to a stall called Giddy Kippers Plants, and I talk for ages with them, and we're just talking about what sort of seeds we're sowing at the moment, what we're planting, what we're growing. And he was telling me what plants are doing so good on his stall and everything like that. And one of the plants that they did brilliant with last year is rhubarb plants. They did fantastic at growing rhubarb plants and selling them. They must have sold over 200 plants last year, he was telling me. So he's really going for it with the rhubarb plants this year. It's amazing how easy to grow rhubarb as well from seed, which he does. And I've tried growing rhubarb from seed, and it's so easy to do. So easy. So if you're wanting to grow some rhubarb, get some sown in by seed now, and next year you'll be picking delicious rhubarb, hopefully. So yeah, have a go at trying to grow rhubarb from seed, and you won't regret it. And obviously rhubarb is very expensive in the shops, and altogether I've got about 16 plants on my plot. You might wonder why I've got 16 plants. Why would you need 16 rhubarb plants? But I give a lot away, and I give it to my mum. My mum does all my baking. She makes me crumbles and lots of delicious stuff out of it. So yeah, if you like rhubarb, get growing some, because it does give good returns from it. So we went to, obviously, the Pollen Market, and I was catching up with him, and yeah, it was absolutely rammed in Sheffield today. The weather was fantastic, so it attracted everybody to come out and support them, which I'm pleased about, because it didn't really start up until the winter time, when it was the wrong time of year to be starting up a gardening market, really. I think it started like October time, September, October time, so it didn't really get that chance to get going. But now that it's coming to the right time of the year, it was absolutely rammed, and I was so pleased for them, because they were selling out of everything, and that's what you need. You need to support these local businesses. Like, they grow everything themselves to sell, and it was fantastic to see their stall empty of plants, because they'd done that well and they'd sold that much. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this market will get bigger and better every month. It's just gone from a few stalls, and I was talking to somebody else today, and they said that there were 33 stalls today, and there's just different crafts and different types of stalls. There's stalls selling house plants, indoor plants, lots of stalls selling outdoor plants and ornaments and stuff like that. Then there was another chap who I often go and see, where they sell candles, what they've made themselves, and that's called Sprig Candles, if you want to go and have a look at his Instagram. Yep, he has some fantastic candles, and they smell absolutely wonderful, so go and have a check at them. And also, I was having a look around, and there's quite a few other stalls popping up now, and it's run by the council, so it's good to see some other community groups coming along. And there was Friends of the Botanical Gardens. Now, if you've not been to the Botanical Gardens in Sheffield, it's definitely worth a visit. And the Botanical Gardens is absolutely beautiful, and obviously I love to support anyone that looks after them, because over the last 2 years the Botanical Gardens was like a heaven to people, because they could go and enjoy the fresh air and relax there. And it takes a lot to look after these places, and obviously money. And they were telling me that Sheffield Botanical Gardens is probably one of the only botanical gardens where it's actually free to get in and go and have a look around. So yeah, that is one good thing about Sheffield Botanical Gardens. And I've looked in there, and there's so many lovely flowers. In fact, I am due a walk down there sometime to go and have a look around and get some pictures, because they were telling me that all the spring flowers are out there, down there now, so it's good to see all that. So I'm going to have to put it on my list of places to go and have a look around. And they were also telling me about different talks what are coming up as well, and you can go and listen to all the talks what happen at Botanical Gardens. So I might do that. I might sign up and be a friend of the Botanical Gardens. And they said to me, and if you've got any free time, you're more than welcome to come and do some volunteer work if you've got time. But I don't think I've got much time at the moment. Once I've maybe got everything sorted out on my plot, maybe we'll go down and give them that lending hand that they need. And then there was another group. There was Ecclesall Woods, and it's a group where they make loads of craft stuff out of wood and materials, and wow, some of the stuff there was fantastic what they'd done. And they made this like throne type chair out of sticks, and I took a photo of it because I might just give something like that a go myself. Knowing my DIY skills, that it will be absolutely rubbish, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what it looks like. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but we'll see how we get on with it, and we'll see if we actually manage to make something. I would like it though. It was very natural looking, which was amazing. And then they just made all these dibbers out of wood, and they made all these like stars out of sticks and stuff like that. And it's given me so many ideas of things to make. But yeah, it's just having a go at trying to do it. We'll have to have a go at something. We'll have a go at doing something. So I'll have to share my success or no success with you all once we've done it. But yeah, it's been an amazing day today. And somebody said to me today, they said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm feeling tons more better. This beautiful sunshine certainly makes you feel so much better in yourself. I don't know if you're the same, but when it's dull and miserable, it does make you feel horrible. But this beautiful sunny weather certainly bucks you up and makes you smile, and it makes you happy again. And today has been one of those days. And this week I thought it was going to get up to 20 degrees, but it's still going to be warm. It's going to get up to 16 degrees. They've changed it to now here in Sheffield. So that is still warm, but hopefully it's going to be a fantastic day at the allotment tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get plenty done. And I was only saying to someone the other day, it's hopefully soon we'll start getting them allotment tans again. If you've got an allotment, you'll know why, because you've got a constant tan through summer because you spend that much time in the allotment. It might not necessarily be hot, but over time you'll get a nice brown golden colour. And no, it's not the soil, it's not mucky. It is an actual tan. But yeah, I'll certainly be spending all my time down at the allotment throughout summer if possible, whenever I can. And I'm just looking forward to how good it's going to look, my plot this year. I'm putting so much effort into it and so much time that I do want it to succeed this year, and I want it to be bountiful and be a good harvest. But we'll have to put in that time and effort first to get it like we should, and hopefully it will return and give us the best produce that we've ever grown. I've had some great produce over this year, don't put me down on that, but I could put a lot more time and effort in if I wanted to, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be doing that this year, and hopefully we will get that good return from the allotment. So hopefully we will be back with another podcast tomorrow. I thought that my subscription would end today, but my last day of subscription is Wednesday, so hopefully we'll still get an episode on Monday and Tuesday for you before we're due to pay his bill and before we get cut off. So I'll be uploading as many episodes as I can before then, so then you'll still keep getting your podcasts, and then I'll renew it on Friday when I get paid, hopefully, and hopefully we'll be able to start recording the episodes again. But if I can't record the episodes, I'll pre-record them and I'll upload them all on Friday for you to listen to, as I know people enjoy them. And thanks for all those that are listening to these podcasts. It does make me smile. And if you've not clicked that subscribe button yet, please do click that subscribe button. I do watch how many subscribers we've got, and it's good to see it going up every single day. And keep sharing it. Share it with people as well. Share it on your Instagram stories. But if you share it on your Instagram stories, don't forget to tag me in it. If you're listening on Spotify, you can just click the share button and it brings up the Instagram picture, and you can share it straight to your stories, which is fantastic. So please do keep sharing it and keep enjoying it. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. So thank you for listening to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts. Feel free to share them on your Instagram stories so that it spreads the word about my podcast and we get lots more listeners. Feel free to check out my social media sites, Facebook and Instagram as well, Gardening with Ben, and also my YouTube channel, to stay up to date with all my handy videos, how-to videos, and sharing my tips and advice. And feel free to check the link as well in the description for my Gardening with Ben t-shirts. Lots of funny gardening design t-shirts in there for you to purchase at great prices too. So thanks again, and as always, remember, keep smiling and keep gardening.